Hey, Adam here from Holistic Design. Today I'm going to talk about meadows. Now meadow design, meadow maintenance, and meadow from the ecological perspective are things that I want to share today. And I'm going to jump right into it with this plot of land behind me here. You can see that there's some black tarp here. And this black tarp, the purpose of it was to actually kill all of the ground cover beneath it. And also to get the seeds beneath it to germinate and then die to get a sterile seed bank. And so you can see that the tarp's here. And so this is one common method of meadow establishment, where first you clear the seed bank so that when you do seed the meadow, the seeds that you put down are the only ones that are viable. Now this is important when you're considering things like how are the native meadow plants going to compete against the plants that we want. There are some plants, some species out there that are a little bit on the more bullyish kind of side, that once they get established in the meadow environment, they kind of just take over. Let's see, one of which would be goldenrod. If you get goldenrod in an environment, the roots exude an exudate that ends up making it so that other seeds and other plants get kind of stunted or limited in their growth, and so that's why they end up taking over in a big patch like that. Other plants that end up bullying are things like mugwort that can really take over a patch, and others too. So that's why starting with sterile seed bank is one option that people sometimes go with. But it does depend on your goals and how you're doing it. If you're doing some guerrilla gardening, for instance, where you found a patch that was recently disturbed and you just wanted to add a little bit more beauty, you might just cast the seeds and call that a day. Whereas if you have like alternatively, if you have the home environment, like maybe it's your front or backyard, and you're trying to turn it into an insanely beautiful spot, then starting with that sterile seed bank might be a good idea, so that you can really sort of create exactly what you're trying to create. The next thing I want to share is about meadow maintenance. So what I have here is a big field. You can see behind me, this was originally used by a farmer, and then it was pasture, and then after being pasture, it was hayed. And so this land has been sort of cultivated in a way that was trying to get grass to grow for a long time. And I'll see all around there. So an environment that you're trying to get pasture or grass to grow is going to be a different sort of maintenance regime than an environment in which you're trying to get wildflowers to grow. And the primary difference is going to be how often that you mow. If you're trying to get grass and pasture to grow, you're going to mow at least twice per year. Why is that? Because that's the grass's kind of life cycle. That's why there's first cut and there's second cut hay, for instance, because grass doesn't mind being cut. Grass has undergone an evolutionary relationship with herbivores, such that the herbivores have come and they graze the top of it, and then they also fertilize. And they mush that fertilizer down into the soil with their hooves, and then from there, you get the growth of the grass, and that's the environment that the grass has sort of like evolved with. Whereas broadleaf plants, or more broadly weeds, they don't like being cut. They only flower once per year. And as such, if they get eaten during their flowering or when they're starting to go to seed, that becomes a problem for the weed, and then it might not even get to go to seed that year, which is, of course, is the purpose behind any plant, is to try to go to seed and continue continue living to the next generation. So grass doesn't mind being cut twice per year, whereas wildflowers really do mind that. And so if you're trying to cultivate a wildflower bed or a wildflower meadow, then you're not going to mow more than once per year. And when you do mow, you're not going to mow during the season. You're going to end up mowing either over the winter or early spring or late fall or something like that. Whereas if you're trying to cultivate a nice lush pasture look, then you're going to mow at least twice per year to try to keep the weeds out. So if you like this video, slam that like button. Feel free to subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when more videos like this do arise. I got the book coming out in probably less than a week now. Self-published book, Ecosystem Gardening. Talks all about things like this, as well as a more broadened perspective of where we're at contextually in terms of our relationship with the land. It provides some inspiration as well as some education and also a how-to of how to create an even more beautiful relationship with the earth and how to actually create, how to design that earth. So, till then, take care. Thanks.